Hello, and welcome to One Block Stories Beyond the Barrack Stories, where we get to spotlight on some of our police children who are doing amazing things in the diaspora and also here in our country, Nigeria. Today, we get to meet two of them and hear their stories of how they were able to navigate their lives as police children and become amazing personalities in the country or in the society at large. Welcome to One Block Beyond the Barrack Stories. Let's get to meet you.
Yeah, my name is Linda Isien. I lived at Obalede Police Barracks, Block 24, Room 23.
Block 24, room 23. And you, Mr. Moses, let's get to meet you.
Okay, so we lived at the police barracks, but started from block 4. When I was very little, then we moved to block 1, flat 7.
Block 1, flat 7. Did your father move a lot? Was he always like on transfer, going from this state to other state? Like our first men, they're always on the go.
So I would say I was born in the police barracks.
Okay.
So I only remember they started police from Makodi, coming to Lagos. And that's what I could. So aside from that, when we were in block 1, it was transferred at some point to Kebbi.
So from Makodi to Lagos, from Lagos to Kebbi. So
yeah, which he stayed briefly before his retirement.
Okay, briefly. So we can say, did your father was a period? Was it like very lengthy? Some persons stay for 1 month, some years, 2 years. Was it that long?
No, I don't think.
Briefly.
No, I don't think.
So there was no significant impact of saying because my father was not so present. I didn't feel that impact of
No,
having
I
a father.
think the longest time he stayed out of the house would have been when he went for senior officers mess. Course.
Okay,
in
the training,
Jos,
police training.
in court in
Okay.
Jos, and I think they stay about minimum 3 to 6 months or thereabout. That is the most.
The longest he has been out of home.
Then the one that you talked about, then the posting to Kebbi,
Okay.
which stayed longer. That's the most years.
All right, Madam Linda, let's get to meet you. Who are you today? Beyond like being a police child, who are you today?
I work with a real estate firm, Summer Bloom Homes. I'm a personal assistant, also an administrator.
Okay.
I've been an administrator for over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. First, I worked with an hotel, Lacquer Hotels. I moved to a fintech company.
Okay.
That is like Cowrie Integrated Systems Limited,
okay.
where I served as an HR professional.
Okay.
After which I moved to work as a PA in Summer Bloom Homes.
Wow, that's a lot.
So, yeah.
You
That is currently where I
get
am.
many accolades. Okay, looking back, right, being a barracks child, I know what's being a young girl growing up like. I can't even begin to talk about that, right? But God's mercy actually rescued some of us. How was the experience for you, being a girl child growing up in the barracks? Bro, we experienced some of those things, bro.
That's what I'm eager to be there.
Come on, let's hear your story.
Growing up in the barrack for me,
As a girl
as
child.
a girl child, it was a bit challenging because we have some kind of, how will I put it?
Scrupulous elements that are always trying to.
Yes, we have some kind of terrible people around us, but I was able to navigate it
How were you able to navigate it?
because of the word that has been built in me
Okay. From mom
from
or
mom and dad.
dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up a churchy girl,
Okay.
so that word has
You know,
been
like now, Linda,
Mhm.
when people say churchy girl, most people don't take that word
Yes,
seriously because
yeah.
behind the scene we know that a lot of things actually happen. So let's keep the
But
churchy
back
girl.
then
Just
it
tell us. Back then it helped.
Yeah.
How?
It helped me because of what I have learnt
From home.
from home and from church.
Okay.
It really helped me.
Okay.
If not, I would have become worst.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, when you mentioned church, church this thing, reminded me of a story. I also, though I left home very early. I left home when I was 12. So that was like the phase or the period I can remember my barracks life back then in Calabar. So there used to be actually another man who was also a policeman, but was very religious. And then you know this kind of thing that when parents know that, oh, this person is like revered in the society, or someone that, oh, we feel like, oh, in they go church where you're supposed to know God, you know, that kind of thing. So whenever it was time, every Saturday, parents had this tradition of sending the children, oh, go that class, they teach Bible there, or those kind of things. So a lot of children were going there. But after that, there were backstories of this same man doing funny things with some of the girls, and which actually resulted into so many other stories. So that's why this is, when people say churchy girl, we don't really like say, okay, let's just know how the role of parents, what role your parents discipline played in raising you. So let's come back. Being a barrack boy, if you get any time when we do some crude career movements because of the friends when they're around you.
Okay, so I'll start by saying that I'm an holiday barrack boy.
Okay. Holiday barrack boy. Explain.
Yes, because all my time growing up, I've always lived a moderate kind of approach. There's nothing I've done extreme.
Sorry, Mr. Moses, can you define moderate? When you say you've always been like a moderate, you're not going too far, you're not going too inside. Like,
Yes.
let's explain it.
Okay, that's why I started by saying I was an holiday barrack boy. First of all, you only see me out there, or you will know that I exist or I'm around during holiday.
Were you in the boarding house?
No, I
Okay.
was still in the barracks, but
Okay.
after school, I'm always in the house.
Like,
In the house.
why?
And so that's the moderate part, because I probably am that kind of serious person.
No. So, pause, Mr. Moses. I'm not getting it. As a child, even our children these days that live in fence houses, they still want to open the gates and go and play ball with the child opposite you. So how are you able to live in a barrack and you tell me that you only coming out during holiday? Like how?
Let me even tell you, it got to a point that even my neighbor will not know I'm even in the house. I was always the book type. I read. And I'm
I
always
wanted to come into that.
I read,
Okay.
and I spend a lot of time reading. So I was the school kind of person. Yes, discipline
Play the
maybe, but my parents wasn't that strict, except for my mother in terms of morals. But has nothing to do with what you do outside or where you go to or something
So now
like
you've
that.
established the fact that it's not because your parents were very strict. That's why you're like the home kind of
Oh, yeah.
person. It was just you building the foundation of loving books and not having time for maybe wanting to play so much or doing other things that your mates were doing.
Yes, because I had siblings that were out there.
When you say out
They
there,
were going out all the time. I was indoors.
okay, so now we've established the fact that it's not the barracks thing kind of. It's just your personality type.
Exactly.
My first son is like that. The guy can be at home the whole day. The other ones might go. He doesn't. So they are like,
So
high five. You be extreme introvert. Let's come back to you.
No.
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 Why? Because you had children around you, right? In the barracks, we know that everything is like community. And then you had younger ones who were always going out to play. So it is not because you didn't have people that would have actually drawn you out of your shell. It's just that it is your person. It's your persona.
So it's about the personality. So if you take a personality test, you have a very kind of personalities, and in some way you can say some people will see it as abnormal. Some people will see it as abnormal when you take a personality test, but I've seen that trait right from my youth, even when I did the personality test as an adult, where I can control the purity quotient in me. I can have this personality today, and the next minute we are all laughing, and the next minute I can
You just
stop.
want to be on your
I
own.
just stop laughing, and I started the joke where I'm quiet. I'm not saying anything. The next time you see me jump up and down, and
So you actually decide what mood it to be for you.
exactly.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Before we went to Linda, we didn't get to meet you. Like, who are you today? What do you do beyond coming from the barracks? Who are you currently today?
So currently I wear different hats.
Okay.
Um, in terms of, so I'm an errand boy
Aaron boy, please
for
explain.
various I'm an errand boy for various companies.
Okay.
A co-working space,
Okay.
a real estate and construction, and
Wow.
also if a prop tech, a technology startup company.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
The tech company I'm talking about is called Tribes.
Tribes. Tech company called Tribes. What do you actually do? What part of tech? What kind of
Okay,
tech?
so we started as a fintech
Okay.
where we help, is a cardless credit charge. From
Okay.
there we turn it into a virtual credit card where, imagine you go into a restaurant and you spend,
Okay.
you have credits, then you spend in that restaurant, bar, lounge or hotel or anywhere, then we take it out at the end of the month. You pay back at the end of the month.
Wow.
So it's almost like a buy now pay later. But recently we have
Buy now and pay later.
yeah. So we pivoted from that to solar. Before we now take care of SMEs,
Okay. Small businesses.
small businesses, where we help them fit out their retail spaces.
Okay. Wow, amazing. Well done. Stories like this actually inspire me to know that no matter where you are currently as a police child, you too can become somebody. You too can become a brand owner and put your name or your company out there. Let's come back to you, Madam Linda. Back then, your father being a police officer, right? How did it reflect on your person? Like, did it have any kind of negative effect on your personality? Did you feel like because my father is a police officer, I'm being treated a certain way at school or amongst my peers?
No,
Okay,
I was very proud of my dad's profession.
really?
Yes,
Even with the stereotype and everything?
yes, I was very proud of it. Wherever I go to, I tell people I am a police child. I am very proud of it. That's just it.
Can we say the kind of person your father was or is played a role in that? Because we know the society now, in our climate, as we are here in Nigeria, once you go out there and you call police, they have a certain kind of way they look at you. Like, I don't think they rate police officers that much, right? So can we say, like, what you're saying today concerning your father, can we say it's because of the kind of person your father is? Like an upright man, they collect bribe,
At
like
all.
that kind of thing. And they
Yes,
stand for yes is yes.
his yes is yes, yes, and then he doesn't collect bribe. I know my dad too well. Yes,
Doesn't collect bribe. They follow our character.
yes.
Okay. All right. So let's move on very quickly, right? Police children of Mr. Moses will come to you. We have certain kind of stereotypes that police children face, right? Because you're a police child, certain person. I just mean even now, even today, just saying you're a police child, they're already like zeroing in on you. Either you're going to be doing drugs, or you go the thief or something, or you be a tout, or you be this, you be that. How do you think police children today can navigate life beyond these stereotypes?
I think we are on the right
Track already.
currently.
Okay.
And
Putting our stories out
I
there.
think it's just for us to continue telling our stories. I'll give you a small story. When Linda said she was very proud to tell that she's a police child and all that, it wasn't the case with me. And the reason is this: it's not about being in the barracks alone. It's about where you find yourself in certain situations. You see, when I was in the university, I made friends. The kind of circle you find yourself. In university, you just go there and you don't find yourself in one particular setting. And each time you're trying to tell people your story, a genuine story from your heart, they already feel you're lying. So when you have
Because of where you're coming
the form
from.
of where you're coming from, and they are relating it to who you are currently and feel you're lying.
Hmm.
So it took me, so each time I'm being asked, what school did you attend? When
You
everybody is
wouldn't. You
saying,
don't want to
some people will
mention
say
it.
federal government college,
Uh-huh.
this federal, they call some private schools and all
You
that.
start
And I
saying,
will now say government college. Before I hit Ikoyi, they already assumed is whether Ogbomoso or Ikorodu.
Mm.
So I just keep quiet and I say, okay, let's move now. So that followed me up till when I left school. But I had to change that narrative. And by the time we started getting little um, trajectory in life, positioning ourselves, we had to now change that narrative by
narrative.
going back to the school and trying to set up one or two things. So I became a Rotarian. From Rotary, I started initiating
So you could actually
ways
give back to the
that
children and
that I
all of
could
that.
bring the school when they are having debate. They performed in the first one. I was like a project chair. In the first one, they performed so woeful,
Wow.
and I was like, "This is not going to be the next time." Anyways, I set up a debate within the school, and that spurred them up to know what it takes to be champions. And they came back to that same Rotary, became champions, went up to the district to become champions at the same time.
Wow.
And the school is known to be that, to be good in terms of, well, that story. Now
Wow.
it's the same thing we are currently doing with
One
One
Block.
Block. With us telling our stories, people, diaspora, anywhere, whatever you're doing. Look, whoever that owns a small business and you can project what you're doing. There's this someone that sent something to the group one time that we are all are, and I was very impressed because I pass when I'm going to Lekki Federal, I see the building, and that is actually a police son that owns such a business.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, if you start projecting this, that narrative of where we are from will not really matter. Will not really matter because that story is what people will be saying. That police speaking
Just
gets
like they
that
keep
one.
saying now, if you don't tell your stories, other people will take it and change the narrative for you. So you have to own your stories
No,
and be
yes.
able to put it out there.
Yes, yes. So that's just what we need to say that yes, we have police children that were this. My own story in the barracks, despite it was moderate, you can't even imagine that we were going to snatch chickens. So, but that is not what projects who I am today. You know, so these are things that we need to continue telling, and we're in the right trajectory.
All right, so let me quickly ask you this. How did you handle fear and comparison back then being a police child? Like they compare you to other children. You always have this fear of like, amongst my peers, can I measure up because of where I'm coming from? How did you handle those moments?
I think for me it was just about education. It was because
You pursued it intentionally.
yes, I made it at every stage of my education from nursery to because I attended
That
a
I'm going
nursery
to
school.
hit
I
the
attended a nursery.
apex.
I attended a nursery school with very brilliant. Not let me just say brilliant. With very rich children. I attended a nursery school with very rich children. YWCA somewhere. Even at some point, the school doesn't exist anymore. It's off on Sengeri Road somewhere there.
Okay.
And they were great children because they were children that were staying in Ikoyi and all that because their parents were working around the banks and all that. They come drop their children and all that. So I
The
started.
cars, and then maybe you had
Exactly.
to walk to school and all of that.
I walked to school actually. I walked from the barracks to the YWCA there. But what's key about it was that I went late. I went to the school very late because all the other children knew themselves. I joined them because we were not used to going to nursery school. I don't think black children that used to go into
Which
nursery
was
school.
later on they established the police children barracks, something,
Yes.
yeah, nursery and
Yes.
primary
We're
school,
not
yeah.
we're not used to nursery
True.
school. I don't remember this. So you have to be like 5 or 6 years before
You go to school.
go to
True,
school,
I
and you are
remember
going
that.
to primary school. Yeah. But I insisted because I had this friend that was attending the YWCA, and I got to know he was attending that YWCA. That I forced my parents because my mother used to sell at Obalinde bus stop. So when I go there, I see him go there. So I told my parents I too want to go to. So I joined them.
Sorry, when you told your parents you want to go to that kind of school, considering that I'm sure the money would have been very big. How did they? Did they not say, "Shut up! Can we afford this? What's wrong with you?"
Okay, so
said nothing
so
like that.
so good enough that I had parents that were willing to do anything for the children. So we lived in the barracks, yes, but we're actually taken care of with the silver spoons.
Oh, wow.
Because when I compare when you go to school, there's nothing they want that we don't bring to school. There's nothing anybody that we're matching up that we don't bring to school. I'm talking about the nursery and primary days.
So your parents actually made sure that whatever it is that the children of the rich men had,
Whatever
they
that
matched
is,
it just to ensure that they gave you that confidence and
our
boost, like,
school books. I have another brother. He went to a private school,
okay.
Antioch Preparatory.
Okay.
I had an elder brother that went to. He's the only one that went to a private school.
So I give it to your parents because I feel like they actually made conscious or dedicated effort to see that
Exactly.
they gave you people like quality education.
Exactly.
All right, thank you very much. Let's come back to you. Let's come back to Linda. So I'd like to know, can you share any defining moment that changed your life, the direction of your life? Like any moment that I felt like from this point going forward, it doesn't even matter if I'm a police child, I'm going to take this step, that step to become something. Was there a moment like that?
In the past, I've taken a lot of steps,
Okay.
like trying to build something for myself.
Okay.
So it has really helped me. I have done a lot for myself, but I won't be able to put it out here.
Of course.
So I thank God for that.
Okay.
So I believe I'll do more.
Of course.
I believe I'll do more.
Back then, as a Barra girl, were there moments you felt like, see, there is no hope for me anymore? I think maybe I should just give up. Were there moments like that?
No,
Because-
I don't easily give up. For
No,
me,
you don't understand.
Okay.
It is money that actually gives us choices, baby girl. Because
Okay.
if you don't have money, there are certain choices you cannot make. See, it's because you have money that you can get up and say, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Okay.
I left home at 12, right?
Okay.
I still believe that up until today, if my mother had not taken the decision she took that point to take me away from where I was, I would not be the woman I am today. I had education because I left home. I had the kind of life I have today because I left home. I'm sure maybe it should have just been like the normal case of, oh, she carried belle. No, but because I know some of my friends today that they're not even thinking about what should be the next phase of my life. No school. Like, you can't even say this is where they are in life now. So for me, I always believe that money or resources actually gives you choices. So there are certain times, not because the other person doesn't know what they want to do or where they want to go to, but they don't have that power or that capacity to be able to get there. So that brings me to the question, were there ever times you felt like, I know I can be more, but because I don't have the means,
okay.
maybe I should just,
There are times like that.
because I knew
Yeah.
men too, as little as well, that were throwing things at us because of our background then, or the limiting, now,
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah, there are times like that. But then I try to push myself.
How were you able to navigate that phase?
It's a
Tell
lot.
us. Now, story we come
It's
to
a
here.
lot.
Tell us more.
Okay, let me start from pushing myself through school.
Wow.
I did a 5 years course
Okay.
in University of Nigeria in Suka.
Okay.
Just me. I did
By
it
yourself.
alone, by myself.
You never said God go punish my papa.
No,
God go
no,
punish
no.
my mama. They don't be send me school.
I
You
was working.
push for it.
I was working. Schooling.
Then maybe there were younger ones to take care of.
I
You still
take care
have
of my
to-
younger ones, my children. Sometimes I take my kids to school to receive lectures. I do all that.
determination,
Yes.
courage.
So after then, I moved on to continue my masters. I did it. National Open University
just
of
still
Nigeria. Just
by
me.
yourself, pushing
Nobody.
yourself.
I'm still trying to like push myself through some professional courses, which I know I'm going to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that because that's like a very touchy part. Can we say that because of the upbringing you had in the bar, like see, we Omo barracks, we get certain kind of toughness inside us, right? It's not sincerely. Not so many things scares us anyway because we don't see almost like very very tough situations. So can we say like part of who you are now? Can we give say it stems from where we are coming from? That courage, that resilience, saying that I can't give up at this point. If I've gone this far, I've seen 99. Is it the one that is left that I can't see? Can we say
Yes, Barack 2 has really pushed that thing out of me.
no fear, like
No
whatever
fear.
whatever it may be?
At all.
Let's take it.
At all. Even going out there, facing some kind of tough people out there, like when it comes in times of work, office, I was able to navigate it. Even my boss will be like, Linda, there was a time I was taking care of 3 roles in an organization.
Wow.
A receptionist, a front desk, and a secretary.
Wow.
Why? Because we have some staffs that could not really perform. So my boss was like, Linda, come out. I was always hiding inside the office as a secretary. So he was like, you're not doing anything there. Come out. I had to come out. Face this. We have a lot of white people coming from different. So he was like, I'm the only one that can face them. Yes. I saw it.
Put out the image of the company.
Yes. I saw it. Other staff were like pulling back. Hey,
Fear.
white skin. I'm afraid. I said, no. Why will you be afraid? So that Barack thing has really pushed me out.
So our stories from the barrack is not just always like, oh, we had bad sides. It's also like gave us the courage to do certain things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's come back to Mr. Moses. I want to talk about your mom now.
Why did you just call me Moses?
Okay, Moses. Bro. Okay, let's talk about Mom C now, right?
Yeah, okay.
Because we hear a lot of stories about our father this, my father that, my father this. How much of your mom, right? How much of her can we attribute to the person you are today? Her sacrifices, her prayers, sleepless nights, and all of that. How much of your mom can we attribute to the man you are today?
Look, I don't think that can be quantified.
Wow.
Because for all the children till now, it is actually the discipline from our own side in terms of morals that has shaped all of us to where we are today. So I think that no nonsense part of her when we were young today, which can be translated to care, and now has now been transformed into further care
Wow.
to all the children after when we all grew up. Now, this is a mother that has turned the homes of children as our own international travels. You know, a mother that can boast of 26 grandchildren.
Wow. That's a lot.
So imagine having 26 grandchildren and you try as much as possible to be in every home. So how then do you want to quantify the care and her position in those children's life? I think I'll just leave it there.
That's a lot. She's actually giving her like the best part of her life to the children. So let's talk about success. Success looks different to each and every one of us. I'll define success a different way. I know Linda too will define success a certain way. Considering who you are today, you sit as the CEO of a tech company, and
I said there, boy.
I beg, Jerry, of a tech company and other like sub companies under you, how would you define success?
Okay, so success to me is on as
Varying scale.
varying scale on different phases.
Okay.
In a particular phase was to be the top of my class. In
Wow.
another phase was to get a job. Just hitting that objective or that
The goal
ambition.
at a time.
And I think I've done so well in doing all that in my early life. When I say I want this, I go after it and I get it. To the point I got my first real job with UAC.
Okay.
It was intentional.
Hmm.
Intentional because I dreamt it in school doing IT, and I wanted it doing IT. And when I left school, I opened the newspaper and I saw a vacancy for it and I applied. So getting it was good. But other phases could be your marriage.
Yeah.
But currently, what success to me
Yes.
is each time I see a new customer
Hmm.
apply or register on Tribes,
Okay.
and anytime we see a good comment
About you.
like I get about the company, and I read things like on LinkedIn that says, I love what you're doing, I love what you're building, can we collaborate? These are things I take as
Success right now.
that a bag boy has ended up building something that
the whole world
that
is talking about.
that not just
People
as
are
a matter of fact
people are
as a
asking to
matter of fact
collaborate.
people, you're collaborating with people and they're talking about you, where you are exchanging what we call APIs across with businesses that are. This is what I and
That is what you call success right now.
right now.
Okay. Another question for you, Moses. Do you feel any need or do you feel any sense of wanting to give back because of where you're coming from? Considering where you're coming from, right? I know you've said a lot of things about going back, taking part in Rotary, just ensuring that you bring some of those children that were like
Yeah.
once like you out of where they're coming from. But do you feel that it is a sense of duty, or it's just something you're like because society expects us to do this?
Okay, so for me, I've always wanted to be part of a big team,
Okay.
and that's why I joined the Rotary. So obviously, if you talk about empathy more and more, and that you want to be in other people's shoes, that is what would have started it. And because I want to be part of big things, something bigger, that's why I joined the Rotary, and that's why I'm part of the one block as it is now.
Wow.
Whichever way we could um, give back to that society in terms of changing the narratives in any way
The
is what
stereotypes
we
stand for.
I wasn't just a Rotarian. I rose to the point where I became a president, even the past president, and at that time was when I did more for the government college in Korea that I went. We furnished the library. We had a 3 years plan for the library and so many other things that have been done as a Rotarian. Currently now we are talking about the laboratory for them through my influence to the current president. These are things that we could do. But for one block, it's something we are structuring and something I want to be part, and not just what would I call it, a passive member. It's something I want to be
a full
active,
part,
put a part
full
of
part
it,
and parcel of.
and to give my own treatise, which is my talent, treasure, and time to be part of it.
All right, thank you very much for that. Lina, let's come back to you. If there was a younger you sitting right in front of you, how would you advise that younger you living in the barracks? What would you have done differently?
I will advise my younger me to be courageous, One, two.
Were there things you did back then that you wouldn't have?
Can I really remember?
Certain decisions are like, I feel like,
I can't really remember much.
you can't say.
Yes, but I believe in someone believing in his or himself. Believe in yourself.
Your ability.
Yeah, believe in yourself. It's very, very good. If you can do this, go for it. Don't limit yourself.
When people say don't limit yourself, right? For me, like I keep saying, it's because we have resources. That's why we can make certain decisions. That's why we can get up and do certain things. For the fact that a child is even born in the barracks, that's like one council already, right? That's one council. For the fact that you're now a police child, that's another council. For the fact that you have this persona of being in that kind of environment, that is another score of council. So at times, some of those children born in the barracks, sincerely, when you go sit with them, try to talk with them, ask them their experiences, I bet you that most of them will want to come out of that environment, right? Most of, not because they're not happy with their parents, or because of, there's this kind of limiting aura, I don't even know how to put it, that sits in front of them. So what would you tell a child in that phase? How would you advise that child out? Say because you're here, it doesn't mean you stop here. What would you tell that kind of child? Knowing, feeling that, oh, I'm stuck because I'm in this environment, what would you tell that child? We are all coming from this kind of environment.
Like I said, I will advise the child to, number one is education.
Okay. Because you actually saw yourself through school. Yes. Wow, babe, that's a lot.
Number one is education. If you are educated, you can do anything out there. Although sometimes it's not all about it. Some people out there, they are not. They did not go to school,
and they are making it.
They are making it.
They don't have more money than us.
So it's not all about. I must go to
school. Yeah.
If you have talent too, you can come up and do something. Don't just sit in one place
and feel limited because of where you're coming from.
Yeah, you can do something with your life. If you are good in engineering, you can go for it. If you are good with electricity, you can go for it. It's not necessary that you must go to school and get
like
that.
Just look for that thing that your heart, your innermost soul pants for and can actually do effortlessly and push for it. Don't just feel that I'm limited because of where I'm coming from.
Like me, before I went to school, I went to a computer school myself in Victoria Island. I was working.
Bisha like school, oh?
Me.
You like school?
Me. I love learning. I love it. So while working at Mega Plaza back then, I was a worker. I go to Selena Computer School. I studied the Microsoft Office.
You did all of these things because you saw the kind of future you wanted for yourself.
Yes.
But some persons are there feeling like, oh no, I don't get any person if he help me. I don't get anybody, and they're not doing anything. You just be there waiting for someone to help.
I didn't have any help.
So you had to push yourself.
I pushed myself. I was working in Mega Plaza. I was using that money to pay my fee, my computer's fee.
That must have been a lot for a young girl.
I begged my boss, I want to take 1 hour out of my working time. And he granted it. I use it for the computer class. After class, I go back to work.
Wow.
Oh, that was it.
How old were you then when you were working and doing the computer training?
I was 19.
19. So you can imagine a young girl of 19.
I was 19.
Your parents were still alive, your mom, your dad.
Yeah.
So what happened? Why was it that parents could not actually fund the training, or you just took it upon yourself at this point?
I look at it that we are about 7 in the family.
Okay. It would be unfair to be waiting for them to do everything for me.
Growing up was kind of tough for me. So I didn't want to wait for anybody. I didn't want to wait for anybody.
At 19, you already knew what you wanted.
Yes. Even while I was in school, in secondary school, when my peers will be like,
feeling relaxed.
University of this, I'll be attending this university after school, I'll just sit down, I'll be looking at them. They'll be like, Linda, why are you not talking? Going? Which one you they go? I'll be like, no, when I no worry, the one why I won't go, it's in my mind. I don't really talk them back then in school. So they'll just be talking, I'll be listening to them. So after school, I said computer school first.
After secondary school, computer, you started working.
I started working.
Then from there, you're attending the computer school while you're working.
Yeah.
So from there, how did you gain admission into university? Did you write several times, or is that something that came on the platter, or you had to fight for it?
I wrote JAM. My WAEC was okay.
Okay.
Although I wrote WAEC like twice.
Okay.
I wrote JAM. Then there was this Polytechnic JAM. I did, but I didn't like Polytechnic, so I didn't go for it. I was given admission, but I didn't go for it. So I wanted that part-time kind of thing.
So you could still work.
Because I don't want to rely on anybody. It's not as if my dad...
Sorry, Linda. It's not like you didn't want to rely on anybody. You just knew, like, you know how this... Get they talk this in. I know the home I am coming from, okay. Right? So knowing that place you're coming from, you just made up your mind that I'm not going to let my background limit me or put my back on the ground. Mm-hmm. So you started pushing for what you wanted. Yeah. Because I can imagine you people being 7 in the family. If you're going to wait for your parents to do everything, that would have been a lot. Maybe the first person, let's face the first child first. Make that first go so you can't house the old. Wow. So tell us, after you gain admission, what next?
After I gained admission,
working, doing the part-time?
Yes, I was working, doing the part-time.
Then you got married along the line?
Yeah, I was taking care of my kids along the line.
Still going to school?
Still going to school.
How are you able to do that? Like, hey, God. How are you able to bridge being a mom? I know what it means to be a first-time mom. Being a mom, working, and schooling at the same time. Do you have support? Any person like helping?
Yes, I had someone come around in the morning to pick up my kids.
Okay.
Before going to work. Yes, like
because help. I'm trying to like think about it, how you're able to be in class, so take care of the kids.
But over the weekend, while I go to school, I go with them sometime. Sometimes I drop them off at home. Sometimes I go with them to school.
What was your major motivating factor? What can we say really motivated you to say, see, this school, I must. You know what I'm asking you? A younger me, I left home when I was 12, then I was still like, I think by primary 6 or then when I went to live with my uncle. And then one day, I was called and then I sat down. You can imagine an adult asking you that, what do you want to do? I never ever thought that I would ever go to school, like I'll ever be educated. I never thought that I was privileged enough to be educated. So I just said I wanted to learn tailoring. Okay. So my uncle said no. Go and sit down and think about your life very well. And then come and tell me, if it's tailoring, I'll give you a week to think about it. If it's tailoring you want to do, I'm not going to take you to these people around. I live in Abuja. I'm not going to take you to the tailors around. So you're going to go to town, my tama, and then you tell me this is what I want to do, and I'll register you in a repute, because I know where they come from. I never been think say my uncle feels loved me enough to send me school. Sure, you understand? So wrap it up, like what really made you feel like, see, for this school owner, I go make sure say I get it. So we'll come back to
coming out from a large family. Like I said, we are 7 in the family. So I was looking at it like, well, at least there should be a graduate out of that family. Although we have more than
one graduate right now. Okay.
So I look at it, let me come out.
So that pushed you, like the driving force.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story. Okay, let's come back to you, Mr. Moses.
Why bookworm? As I mentioned to you, because of the environment that I was, there's only one reason I could be confident, and that is for me to read.
Wow.
I want to be in a situation whereby you're talking, I'm talking more louder than you as to any subject you're talking to. And
Knowledge is power.
as I mentioned, my elder brother went to a private school. My immediate elder brother. None of us went to a private school except him. He went to a private school. And each time he brings his book, I wasn't going to any nursery at that time. I start writing, I take his own textbook and I will be writing it out, read and answer his questions, because I wasn't going to school at that time until when I had to force myself to the YWC.
You forced yourself.
I had to force myself now
because how did you force yourself?
Because I had to tell my parents that I want to go.
I want to go
no, that I want to go to school.
Okay.
So obviously my age at that time could only take me to nursery.
Oh, okay.
So I said I want to go to school as well, and they took me to this nursery school, and I saw some rich kids trying to. Well, in that nursery school, they didn't know anything.
I said they didn't know anything.
They didn't know anything.
You don't already sabi book from house
because, them. Because I was withdrawn from the school.
Wow, why?
When we do, so most of the stuff that I was doing were things I took out of my eldest brother's book already. Mm-hmm. And I saw them there and I was answering those questions and all that. The teacher now called my parents and said, okay, so I had a fight with them. With the students, because each time we do that, I get 10 over 10.
They'll get 2 or 0.
And we started insulting ourselves, and they fight, serious fights. Yeah. That none of them. I didn't have any friend. I only had one friend in the school. I didn't last 3 months in the school.
Imagine you not last 3 months because it's just sabi book.
No, they withdrew me.
They withdrew you because you knew more than that age should actually know, because you're doing a lot of back study from home.
So they called my parents to school and they said I wasn't supposed to be in the class because it was supposed to be a nursery school for upbringing. Okay. And if somebody is already answering questions,
oh my God.
So
what's the need of coming?
What's the point of him being in the school? So they now had to take me to a primary school. But on that day, my friend who lives where my mother had a shop in Obalende then said he was also leaving. So that's how one day my parents and my father and his own father just came to school and just took us away from the nursery school.
And that was the end of you going to that nursery school?
I went to primary school.
You graduated yourself.
And I went to primary school. So, but in primary school then as well, so Ikoyi primary school, and it was all Ikoyi people that were in Ikoyi primary school at that time. So it was just a commitment for myself to be top of the class. I didn't start well in my primary 1 because I took 3rd.
You took 3rd and it is not starting well to you.
No, it wasn't.
You're really a bookworm.
It wasn't. I took 3rd. Then the second term, first. It had
to be first or nothing for you. You're obsessed with being
first. But what was good there is that it's just commitment to say that you know where you're coming from and you know what you want to get out of it. And it was just a commitment to say that I started from the barracks and I needed to have a voice more than just being a barrack boy. And the only way I could do it was not knowing that I could start doing that from young age, and I continued even till now to say that it is because of my.
Are you pursuing education as much as you were doing it back then?
See,
like trying to strive to be the first. I want to take another doctorate. I want to do another master's. I know some of my professors that have several degrees. I'm like, what are they find?
So it's like this now. It is either this or this. So if you want to do the education, you do the education.
So now you've left education, you're carrying tech.
It's either you're building a solution for problems.
So now you've left education, you're doing solution for tech.
Problems. So
money has taken the show now. But
you spend money in both ways. Either you spend money for your education or you spend money to build a solution. So it's the same thing. You can go to school, get education, and at the end of the day you start making the money. But you can either. So when you look at it, most billionaires, I'm not talking about Nigeria alone, I'm talking about internationally, that are in the top, they dropped out from school. That's what we were told,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But um, most of them still have doctorate degrees and all that, honorary degrees somehow, by giving back to
Just like what
schools.
Linda said, that it's not all about education.
Yeah.
Find out that any talent that you have that you can actually
Bring
grow.
it out.
And I just want to add that I will not take it out from the background of being a bag boy, because I didn't just do all this education or studying without some key people in the barracks.
Okay.
No, I remember I used to go to different blocks. I take book, I travel to Obalende barracks.
Just to get books.
Yes, just to may his soul rest in perfect peace. BC,
Okay.
you know. I used to go to this place, we sit down.
Pursuit of education.
Yeah,
You have to like go
not
far.
even alone, go
to
far
get
back
books and all of
within
that.
the barracks within the barracks at the same time. So you can see, you can roll out.
Mr. Moses, one key thing out of the story of you being a bookworm or whatever is just you making up your mind that, see, my background is not stopping me, right?
Yeah.
I am going to choose education and I'm going to do it at the very top. I'm not settling. You said you're coming third and you're not even happy about it. Some other person will be celebrating. What you want talking? Join us.
We
They
never
go
talk
this
finish. You know the question where
We get
you know, you get one the question where you ask to hear where you no get talk.
Okay, make I ask you. Okay. I bet you go cut and put.
So you say
What would you have done differently, sir? Okay, considering, let's put it this way.
no, we still get there.
Wasn't the question? That was it now. Like, if you could change something from your life back
what
then,
would you have
have
changed?
changed? Yeah. So that was the question.
Okay, so I think for me, I won't change anything.
Okay, why?
Okay, so I told you in there have been different phases in life. I just mentioned something about, as part of studying and wanting to be the best in school, I still had some key people within the barracks that I looked up to. Onyebuchi is one that, in terms of, look, Onyebuchi, there's another guy called Omo and myself. We're very close at that time. So if you have people that you look up to, you are learning from them.
Of course.
Now,
they inspire you. And
they inspire you to
more.
do so many things. Now, why I mentioned that I will not change anything from the back, regardless of the environment or where I was, is because of these key people that I've met there. Daniel is one of them. My house then was like a cinema hub for so many people, like a bus stop for so many. Sometimes we are up to 25 to 30 all converge in one small living room trying to watch anything, football or something, because we had this cable channel at that time. But as I moved out from the barracks, I started meeting other people, all kind of people. But I'll tell you that I rate my friendship with people with trust, and it comes with 5 components. Till date, all those people I met outside the barracks have failed me. But I still tell you, I have these same barracks people
that are still keeping the trust till today.
We are still meeting up, we are still talking, we are still
friends.
having. But the only thing that we are not doing is business.
That's why we didn't one block together.
And we're not collaborating. But we talk. They stand for you. They remember you. They hail you. So when you go to Facebook or so, it is those people from the back that are even giving. Your friends that you just met recently or something are not even telling you hello, hi, or something like that.
So the roots is deep, like the friendship from
that's to
the
tell
early
you
days.
that as long as you still have that trust, we are all vulnerable. I'm a vulnerable person because I need people around me.
Everyone is,
reliability.
I dare say so.
they are more reliable than the current friends you're making. When it comes to competence of people doing things for you, you can rely more on
your
those
childhood friends,
your
right?
childhood friends.
So I want to say a very big thank you to you, Mr. Moses and Linda, for sharing your story with us so generously here today at One Block Stories. Thank you for listening and tuning in. This is One Block Beyond the Barrack Stories, right? Where we get to listen to amazing stories of police children who are doing amazing things in the society and in our country here in Nigeria and also in the diaspora. So this is us telling you that believe in you, have empathy. Your background as a police child doesn't stop you, it doesn't limit you. It is not an end, it's just like a step to the next big thing you're going to become. You heard Linda sharing so much of knowing that because my parents had several children, I'm not going to wait. She had that resilience in her. Mr. Moses also telling us that, see, I knew where I was coming from, so I told myself I was going to toe the path of education, and he actually went all out in pursuit of education. So what are we telling you today? Be inspired. Believe in you, right? Believe in you and know that because I'm a police child, it doesn't stop me. Thank you for listening, and then we see you when next we come back.